Come to an easy seated position, please. And just let yourselves really settle into or land in your spaces. So whatever you've been doing before you came to this session, whatever you needed to put on pause, I'd like you to take a few deep breaths just to get a little bit of extra breathing space from that. A little bit of distance, so you're stepping back from your schedules and your to-do lists. Now, obviously, whenever you come through a transition, you need to sort of mark certain barriers. Perhaps you need to be a little bit strict about a few things. And I'd like you just to feel all of that melt away so that you become, with each breath, a little softer. So the breaths that you take in, really feel them internally, externally, all through your being. Allow you to become accepting and open with this sense of malleability. So we often talk about flexibility in yoga. And it's amazing, really. We're not talking about how much you can plant your palms on the floor. We're talking about how able you are to accept and be willing to go in directions that are really unusual for yourselves. So again, this is about skills off the mat as well as on the mat. Perhaps just let your focus be taken to any part of yourselves where you feel any built tension or held tension. And conversely, any parts of yourselves that feel really relaxed and quite imbued with this sense of readiness and openness that we've just briefly discussed. So bring your focus to those usual areas of the brow and just see if you can relax the brow and let that sort of, those little furrows in between the eyebrows just ease. And if you need to place some fingers and rub along the eyebrows to do that, then that's fine. And the jaw as well, just check that the tongue is loose in the jaw. Perhaps the lips are slightly open. Your eyes can be lowered or open, soft gaze if they're open. Maybe a slight smile comes to the lips. The shoulders drop down. And as you feel the weight of yourself press down to the earth, you also feel the way that the earth lifts you up, supports you. So your front line now starts to feel a little bit longer. Perhaps your belly expands a bit further with each breath. Lovely. So with the same sense of softness and readiness, and if your eyes are closed and you want to try keeping your eyes quite lowered, so really, really soft gaze, I'd like you just to melt up into downward facing dog. Really thinking of yourselves and focusing on those areas that feel really soft, and anywhere where you feel like you can simply rock and ease into, just take a few movements, perhaps rocking the pelvis, perhaps moving slightly forwards and back with the wrist joints and the shoulders. And then when you're ready, just drawing the breath in, drawing the abdomen into the spine. And lift the hips up to the air, draw the sit bones together, roll the shoulders away from the ears. And let your out breath come out through those soft lips. And feel as if that out breath is a bit like the wax of a hot candle. It's just really soft. Inhale and exhale. Perhaps do 3 of those in your own time. And then when you're ready, we're just going to lift that right leg up. Lift it up nice and high, and then see if you can stack the right hip on top of the left. Bring your gaze underneath the right armpit. And enjoy that sense of opening with the softness you've been building along the right side of the body. Try and keep your left leg nice and straight, your arms pushing through the palms of the hands. Lovely. Then draw the hips back so that they are parallel and step that right leg through. Toes are both pointing forwards. Inhale, 90-degree bend in the front leg. And draw the arms up to begin with. So you get nice length through the torso. And then exhale, let the arms come down behind you. Interlace the fingertips. Draw the wrists together and extend the arms down towards the back heel. Inhale, draw the navel in, away from the front thigh. Perhaps you want to widen your stance a little bit so you can sink a little lower. Exhale. So you draw the shoulder blades together behind the back. Feel breath in the collarbone and smile. Then we're simply going to melt the palms back down to the earth and melt back up into downward facing dog. Enjoy the symmetry. Can you take 3 breaths? And when you're ready on your next inhale, inhale the left leg up. Bend the knee, let the left heel come towards the right hip. Take your gaze underneath the left armpit. Then rotate the hips parallel to the earth. Draw the left leg through. Inhale, let the arms rise up. Sink 90 degrees into the front knee, over the front ankle. Feel the right hip flexor getting a nice pull here. Stretch here, not a pull. Then release the hands down. Reach back towards your back heel. Inhale, lift the chest. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale. Keep the navel drawing in towards the spine. Protects your spine, builds your abdominal engagement. This time what we're going to do is step the right foot to meet with the left. You come to the top of your mat. Inhale, keep your arms as they are. Exhale. Fold forwards, let the fists come overhead as if they're going to touch the earth behind your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Draw the navel in, lengthen the sides of the body by wiggling the hips. And then exhale, let yourself fold forwards once again. Couple more breaths here. Every breath in, see if you can draw your belly in a little bit more and hinge over your hips. When you exhale, let those wrists soften, let those shoulders soften. Then you can drop your palms down to the earth. Step back into plank. Sun salutation A, let's lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths. Take your time, count yourselves. So I'm always doing quite long, slow breaths. I'm hoping that you do at least 3 in that time. If you find that you are doing even longer, slower breaths, then simply count them and enjoy them. Don't feel rushed. At the base of your third exhalation, bring your gaze up towards your fingertips. Step forwards and halfway lift with the spine. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, draw up, lift the arms. And exhale, swan dive into your second round straight away. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Now, if you're going to come with me, you're going to hop. So keep your navel engaged, find some bounce in your knees and hop to the back of the mat into plank. Lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale into your downward dog. 3 more breaths. Check the softness. So do a quick body scan. Lips, jaw, belly, thighs. Let yourselves be receptive and open. At the base of your third exhalation, see if you can come with me and hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up, draw up. One more round. Exhale, swan dive straight away. Inhale, halfway lift, navel engaged. Exhale, place your palms, bend your knees and hop to the back of the mat into plank. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 of your own lovely leisurely breaths. Once again, can you draw in that softness? And softness might be heat, so where can you feel heat building? Where can you send that softness and heat? Where needs it? At the base of your third exhalation, see if you can gaze to your hips, gaze to your palms, bend your knees, keep your hips high as you hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, draw up, look up towards your palms, and exhale, come back to Tadasana. So we're now going to come into chair pose. I'm just going to turn so you can see me. Inhale, navel in. Exhale, sit down. We're going to twist the chair pose. So bring your palms to your chest. Use the base of your palms, the base of your thumbs, just to lift the chest ever so slightly. Lovely. And then we're going to exhale so that your right elbow comes to the outside of the left foot. Take your gaze over to the left. Bring your hips back in line with your knees, and if you like, you can expand and place your right hand down and lift your left arm up. Take your gaze up to your thumb. Hold for 3 breaths and see where your softness is. Draw in acceptance, draw in these new horizons that you're exploring through your movement. These different territories that you find yourself in. Lovely. So we're now going to step the right leg back and then unravel. So your left foot is at the front, 90-degree bend in Warrior Two. So these are the dancing warrior postures, but we're going to slow them down. So gaze over the front fingertips. Just make sure that your shoulders are down. So really round them down. Draw the shoulder blades together behind the back. Check your 90-degree bend in the front foot. Press down the outer edge of back foot. Feel that expansion through the groin. 3 breaths. Maybe even lift your toes and check you're not gripping with your toes. Then we're going to flip the front hand and reverse the warrior. So place your back hand on your right leg. A little bit of weight, just avoid the knee. And enjoy arching back and opening through the left side of the body. Again, 3 breaths. And when you get to the base of that third exhalation, allow yourselves to draw forward. Place your left palm to the outer edge of the left foot and draw that right hand up over the ear. Take the gaze from the armpit to the fingertips. Inhale, lengthen through the side body. And just check that your crown is in line with your hips. So try not to lean out too much here. Then take your gaze up. So you have 3 of those nice long breaths here. Then we're going to inhale back up to Warrior Two. And simply change your footing so that you can draw to your Warrior Two in the opposite direction. So this time you should have 90-degree bend in your right foot. Inhale. Exhale. Draw the shoulder blades together. Check that the back hand is level with the mat, not wandering around in different directions. Smile. Enjoy your expansiveness here. Let your inner openness meet a sense of external openness. And we're going to reverse the warrior, so flip that front arm and draw back. Open up through the waist, let the softness be there. And when you get to the base of your third exhalation, allow yourselves to draw down so that your right palm comes to the outer edge of the right foot. A 90-degree bend is introduced into the front knee once more. Push down on the outer edge of your back foot. Gaze from armpit to fingertips, lengthen with your inhale. Strengthen and consolidate with your exhale. Draw your head and your hips in line. And when you come to the base of your third exhalation, place your palms either side of your front foot and step your back foot forwards. And then we're going to let your left arm come down into chair. Let your left elbow come to the outer edge of your right knee. Palms into prayer, twisted chair. And if you want, expand that openness. Draw your hips in line with your crown. 3 breaths. So feel the breath expand through each of the vertebrae that's twisting here. Soften the belly. When you're ready, exhale. Let yourselves come into a soft forward fold. And then we're very, very, very gradually going to unroll to a standing position. So if you'd like to make sure that you have your tea towel nearby, we're coming towards that posture. But first of all, we're going to practice building our focus in standing with tree pose. So let's bring the weight into the left leg. Draw the right knee up towards the armpits. Check that the hips are level. And then externally rotate the knee and place the sole of the foot either on the inside edge of the thigh, the calf, or place the toes on the ground and rest the heel on the shin. So find your place. When you're ready, have a sense of drawing your pelvis in closed again. So you get your sense of your hips being level. So you think about drawing your thighs together. Nice and active on the inner thighs. And that'll keep your base feeling very strong. Let's inhale and let the arms rise up. Perhaps even overhead if you like. Take 5 nice deep breaths in this posture. Can you close your eyes? Pull out, come back in again. Lovely. Lower the arms. We come out the way we came in. So gently guide the right knee back to the midline and release the foot down. That's really important, especially as the postures get more intricate, I suppose. It's always good to know your exit strategy. Let's pull that left knee up. Take the weight into the right leg. Draw the right kneecap up so it's nice and straight. And then rotate the left hip externally so the left knee draws out to the side. Place the sole of your foot. Now this side might be different. So let's keep going with this sense of openness, malleability, similar to acceptance. Building a sense of fulfillment with accepting what we have access to right now. And also variety, right? We crave variety, we need variety as humans. So See what feels good to you. Variety and challenge often go hand in hand. So again, if you want to lift the arms up, please feel free. And when you're ready, count your 5 breaths. Eyes closed as your extra challenge. Mm-hmm. Lovely. When you've finished your 5th exhalation, draw your left knee back centrally and let that leg come down. So let me show you now where we're going with this other standing posture. We're going to start on the right leg. We'll rest we'll start standing, on the left leg, resting the right leg, so we alternate with our standing legs. First of all, draw your right leg up and then place your tea towel or jumper under the sole of the foot and take both ends of the tea towel into the right hand. Let the left hand come to the left hip and see if you can practice. Can you draw your shoulders upright so you keep your navel engaged? Think about your shoulders above your hips. So you might feel like you're leaning backwards to do that. Very, very nice posture, everyone, great. So gradually you can then push your heel away and feel that leg expand into the tea towel. So have faith in that tea towel, in your holding of the tea towel, and your sense of strength and stability here. Keep that sense of drawing your thighs together, your upper thighs together. It creates a nice strong midline. As we talked about last week, when you have that nice sense of strong midline, your abdominal region is engaged nicely too. How are we doing? Kick through that heel. Kick through the heel, open the back leg. Now if you're up for it, you can rotate, externally rotate through the leg, taking it out to the side, and then the gaze in the opposite direction. 5 breaths. We're going to come back to the center, and as we do, I'm going to ask you to release the tea towel and keep the leg lifted. 5 breaths. How's that? You can swing your leg now, release it. Ugh, softness. Really, really nice mobilization through the hips, yeah? Wherever you're finding the challenge, I just want you to breathe space into the posture. Breathe length, breathe reach. Okay, let's go into the other leg. So this time, take the weight onto your right leg. Make sure that you're drawing up through your right kneecap, your right thigh is nice and tight. Now, even here, when you've got your grip on your tea towel, just test the amount of weight that you're putting into the tea towel. So if you're really pushing down into the tea towel, it's going to throw you. I want you to feel here, your leg is doing some of the work, okay? It's not the tea towel doing everything. So keep your left leg engaged. So about maybe 30% of your weight through the towel, and then push and extend that heel away from you. Does that make a difference? Yeah, because it's a lot about our sense of stability, how much we feel we can extend the leg, how long that leg feels to us. And it feels really long if we don't feel it through every millimeter. So take a few breaths here, maybe 3 to 5. And then when you're ready, can you externally rotate and take the gaze in the opposite direction? Nice, Charlotte, lovely. Good. Oh, shouldn't mention any names, but well done. Now, try and keep that sense of control, can you? As you bring the leg back to the center and release the tea towel. You can point the foot if you feel it helps you feel the leg right down to the tip. Hold it for 3 to 5 breaths. Lovely, release. You probably don't like me very much anymore. Let's take a nice stance along the wide stance along the width of your mat. Okay, so we're going to point the right toes and then the left foot, we're coming into triangle. So the right heel is in line with the instep of the left foot. Can you let the arms float up and then perhaps have that slight tug of war, easing and softening through the waist before you ease down. Take a hold of your right toe, ankle, or thigh, but please avoid the knee. And then as you lift the left arm, make sure that your left hip blossoms up, stacks above the right. Line your thumb with your nose and feel that lift in the torso. Three breaths. When you finish your third exhalation, let the top arm come down and take a look about 20 centimeters in front of your front foot. So you may just want to hop your back foot a little shorter. I'll need to move slightly because I'm going to go to the kitchen cabinets. And then place your hand about a hand's length in front of your front foot. Then let your left leg float up, parallel to the floor or a little higher if that feels right for you. Stack the hips just like in triangle. Lift the arm, lift the gaze if you like. 3 to 5 breaths. Half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So for your lifted leg, can you draw your toes towards you? That will activate the chain of muscles in that leg. When you're ready, soften the front knee. Let the back leg come down. Inhale, draw up. Come back to the wide stance on your mats and slightly pigeon your toes in. Draw your torso up. Interlace the hands behind the back. Let the shoulder blades squeeze together. Inhale, lengthen through the torso, lengthen through the chest. And then tilt to the hips. Exhale. Come down into your wide leg forward fold. Gaze through the legs. 5 breaths. And when you're ready, inhale, draw up. And we're going to take those postures on the opposite side. So externally rotate the left toes. Heel in line with the instep of the right foot. Let the arms lift up and pull yourselves forward and back. Motivate yourselves through the torso, through the hips. It's all connected. Then slightly lower down, reach up, triangle. Take your gaze up to your thumb. 3 to 5 breaths. So if you need to, you can use a chair for Ardha Chandrasana. Place your front palm on the chair so you're not dropping the torso so much. That can build a lot of confidence. You can also use a brick, okay, or a book, cushion, something where you can really place your weight though. Let that top arm come down. Bend into the front knee to shorten your pose and find the right place for your palm. It might be on the back of a chair, might be on the front of a chair. If you turn the chair around in the seated bit, you can put your palm on there. And just test putting weight into that palm as you gradually lift the leg. Whoop-a. So for me there was a little bit of unsteadiness. My big toe peeled away from the earth. So I'm bringing my focus back to placing the weight through my heel, the base of the big toe, and then the base of the little toe. That provides a lot more stability for the standing leg. Focus to the lifted leg, draw the toes towards you. Activate the chain of muscles in that lifted leg. Stack the shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades together behind the chest. Look up to your thumbs if you like. 3 to 5 breaths. When you're ready, lower the palm, lower the back leg, frame the front foot, step back into plank, lower down, inhale, upward dog, exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths here. Then I'd like you to lift your left leg up nice and high and bring it to the outer edge of your left foot. So you keep your right leg extended behind you, looks like this. So this is lizard, this is the hips. I'm coming into the hips. So if you want more, you can tilt to the outer edge of your front foot and let that knee fall away. Okay. If you want more, sink down onto your forearms, interlace the fingers. If you like sinking down, but your back leg, you'd like to let your back knee come down, you can do that. Okay, there's no law against that. Find the version of the posture that speaks to your edge today. This is a great one for anyone going jogging a lot. 3 to 5 breaths, please. Breathe in the softness. Notice the heat. Now can you bring yourselves back up onto your palms if you're on your forearms and let that left leg come across the front of your mat. Lower the back leg down as we come into pigeon. So pigeon is quite a restorative posture if you let it be. So we're going to stay here for 10 breaths. Just a note, let the left toes continue down and let them keep pointing down away from your left knee. And can you also check that your hips are more or less level? So it's quite tempting to lean over to the left here. Just see that you can draw yourself level. If you find that really challenging, can you place a bolster or a cushion underneath your right hip and push down on it so you have that sense of contact? Let's inhale up and extend the chest and then walk the palms away. Can you melt the rib cage down and let your foreheads come to the earth? If you want something a little more for your shoulders here, inhale the right arm up, exhale, thread it underneath the extended left arm. The right ear comes to the mat. This is twisted pigeon. 10 breaths. Let the breath soften in the hips. And whenever you feel something release, let your next breath really consolidate that softness. Slow your breath, slow down, don't try and rush. When you're ready, so you can stay here a bit longer if you like, When you're ready, unravel the arms if they were in the twist, and then let yourselves just heel up gently from your pigeon pose. So we're going to turn once again to the long side of the mat. Let your legs come into a nice wide V. Take a few moments just to draw like you're stirring a massive paella. Draw a few circles one way. And then can you release and rotate in the opposite direction. And bringing the elbows in there. Very vivid image. Lovely. And we're going to go over to the other side. So just find yourselves in that lizard pose. Extend the left leg behind you, lift up the right foot. Let your palms come inside the right foot. Okay. So with your back knee lifted, your heel pushes away, getting lovely lengthening through the groin and the hip flexors. You can lower the back knee too. Make it more restorative. See where you feel is best for you. And come rotate to the outer edge of the front foot. That will drop you a little further into the pelvis. Wherever you find, take some soft breaths. 5 breaths. When you're ready, walk back up. Lift the weight off your front foot so you can extend it across the mat. Let the right toes draw down as if towards the left knee. Come up onto the tripod of your fingertips. Just check with the hips that you're not leaning over too much to your right hand side. So your left hip wants to ground down. And then gradually extend your arms away. If you want to come into twisted pigeon, inhale the left arm up. And then exhale, rotate the palm up to the sky. Thread it underneath your extended right hand, your left ear to the mat. Wherever you are, 10 breaths in pigeon. At the base of your 10th exhalation, unravel if you're in a twisted pigeon, and then draw back upright. And so, just so you can come into a Baddha Konasana position. Can't go a week without practicing this little beauty. Soles of the feet together, thumbs over the balls of the feet down towards the little toe, and then open your feet like a book. Releases the ankles, inhale, active through the arms, draw the chest up through the forearms, shoulders down towards your pelvis, so really reaching together and down, nice and long in your spine. 5 breaths. Breathe length and space. So sometimes we're asked to be flexible, we're asked to change, and we feel like we simply haven't got the space to change and move into. So when you come to your mat and you breathe that space into your vertebra, into the inside of you, you get a reminder of just how kind of almost endless your potential is to create new space. Let's extend the legs out as we come down towards Shavasana. As ever, the session has gone quickly. If you can take a little longer in Shavasana, then please do. Just apply an extra layer, keep the heat of your practice in. Let your shoulders just lift off the mat and land a millimeter or two closer to your pelvis, and then lift the pelvis and let it land a millimeter or two towards your heels, and you feel a fuller coverage of the back body in contact with the earth. And you soften into the earth. And as you breathe in, I'd like you to breathe the air in. So the air that we see as external, draw it in and let it have its internal opportunity with you. And of course, as you draw in air, you draw in moisture as well. So allow your mind to be taken to the parts of you that include the clouds and the rain, the water inside you, the ocean inside of you. And when you feel the earth beneath you, and it's made up of all manner of elements, whether it's wood or stone or a form of man-made fiber, at some point it's had contact with the soil. And you can think of all those things that from the soil come to nourish you. And you realize that the external and the internal are pretty much the same thing. As we realize that, that sense of otherness kind of dissipates, and we really realize that we are inter-existing. Every beneficial action you take is beneficial for all. Enjoy a few breaths here. Let your mind be free. And then take your focus to the skin, which is often seen as our barrier between the internal and the external. Can you feel the breath through your skin? All the parts of your skin. Your scalp, your cheeks, the flesh underneath your arms, on the backs of your bodies. Breathe through your skin, this porous layer. When you're ready, can you inhale? Extend your arms up overhead, bend your knees, and simply windscreen wipe left to right to ease through the hips slightly. And your gaze can go in the opposite direction from the knees. Until you have your knees landed comfortably on one side or the other, take your gaze in the same direction. And then very, very gradually, with your head supported, bring yourselves back upright. And thus we finish our practice of instruction for today. And hopefully you carry on feeling some of the benefits until our next session. So thank you so much. As ever, any requests are really appreciated, and any feedback. Well done, brilliant practice today, everyone. Thank you.